iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs and other farm animals, this is Arenia here, and we're going to go ahead and get right into some Sky Factory. This is Sky Factory 4. It's the latest version. It's the first one I've played in a while. So we're just getting started here, making a wooden crook to go ahead and harvest this dirt tree. Yes, it is a dirt tree. It's not any fancy kind of tree, except it is made of dirt stuff. But I do need to gather the stuff because it does become important later. Now, the video is playing in 2x speed because I can be slow, and because it just felt better to get more game footage into the video that I can talk over at a more reasonable pace instead of having to fill 20 minutes talking about poop or something like that. Looking for an edge here so that way I don't fall off, but I almost do anyway because I'm clumsy. I've, of course, turned on Keep Inventory because I do fall a lot, as we'll learn later in the video. Even when you think I shouldn't, I do. Now I've got all the leaves, let's take care of the logs. Oh, that sound is awesome in 2x regular speed. Anywho, logs gone, plop down the crafting table, and now I'm going to turn all those logs into slabs, because I need a base of operations, so that way I can avoid just careening into the void, see what I did there, every single time I try and harvest a tree. Plus, I need places to put things, like the crafting table. So, really quick flip there as I change direction. I try not to do that, but obviously I get a little all over the place. That tends to happen when I'm playing Minecraft. Now, that part of the base is built, but I'm out of wood. I need more dirt and wood. So, you can spam shift to make saplings grow, but I had the sticky keys shortcut and forgot to turn it off when I moved my computer over to the new hard drive. So that pauses my game, but eventually I do get my tree up and start smacking it with my wooden crook. And get more dirt stuff. Dirt saplings, dirt acorns. I almost forgot the word for a moment. And eventually I'll have it cleared so I can take care of that, get the logs and the dirt resin, which, again, may not sound very important, but trust me, it is. There's two gone. Go ahead and pick up all the scattered stuff, get under the tree so I can just grab it as it falls. And I'd forgotten that block, so don't even smack it with my crook. What am I doing? Okay, crafting table has a space now. Another sapling goes down. I need more slabs because I need a bigger space. Everyone loves space. You need lots of space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship not falling into the void. Which, so far, I'm doing a pretty good job at, though falling becomes my friend later in the video, as we've already discussed. Now, once I've got all the slabs down, I'm going to go back to doing the shift dance around that tree, which, because of where I'm standing, materializes around me, and I delete a leaf. I go back to whacking it with my crook. However, my crook just ran out of durability. It's still in my inventory, though, which is new, so I suspected that grabbing the wood and making sticks might repair the wooden crook. And it does. In fact, 3 sticks will get it pretty close to full durability. So I get that done and go back to whacking the leaves, which does not take very long, especially not in 2x time acceleration. That done, of course, gather up all the stuff, take out the logs, or run around in circles, because I'm evidently being silly. But then I'd finally decide to get back on track and take out the logs. Of course, more slabs. Finish that row. And I've still got one left. Check my advancements menu. I need to make a drying rack, but I need 3 slabs for that, so there's a drying rack. Crushing tub, dirt blocks, assorted things that I need to make in order to get things together. More planks so I can build a place to put my drying rack. Now I put a sapling here, but that actually doesn't do anything, so we're essentially just going to stare at that until I actually realize what's going on. Oops. However, I do decide to make a wooden axe that'll make chopping down the trees when they're done easier as I go back to doing the shift dance and actually stand in a reasonable position this time around, so that way I don't remove any leaves that I can whack with my crook. Of course, crook whacking goes relatively quickly, although occasionally I do forget a leaf. Going back and getting them doesn't take long, and soon enough, of course, all the leaves except the one on top are gone. I decide to switch my difficulty to easy, which is what I normally do, then stare at the sapling and finally get back on track once again, taking out all the logs to get the dirt resin and the oak wood, which right now the oak wood is the most useful, though you'll discover what I use the resin for later. I thought about whacking the last leaf, however it's despawned by the time I get to it, and then I go checking out my advancements and make some more dirt, since I finally know how to do it. 5 dirt resin, 4 dirt acorns gives me dirt, so now you know what that is for. I check out my next type of sapling, which is the petrified sapling, get a little bit lost in the list of saplings, but in due time, I managed to find it right there, and I need 8 petrified acorns, which I make through drying the dirt acorns, not the saplings, so that was completely useless. I finally get an acorn drying correctly, and plant another sapling, so now I can actually do the shift dance to 2 trees simultaneously. One comes up relatively quickly, the other one takes a bit more persuasion before I go back at it with the crook. Almost out of durability, and there it goes. Gather up all the stuff, and go back to fix my crook. Takes me a moment to figure out I actually have sticks, but I do get it back up to full durability, then make more slabs, because I want to make sure that as little of this tree's stuff falls into the void as possible. Get some stuff whacked so I clear a bit more space to work in, then finish putting down slabs very carefully, of course not wanting to plunge to my death in the void. Even though I've got keep inventory on, I don't think you guys want to stare at that. So, of course, it's continuing with the whacking instead. However, I do end up still losing some of the stuff to the void, particularly over those corner blocks. I don't like standing next to the edge. What can I say? Of course, turn more planks, grab the petrified acorn now, put in another dirt acorn to start petrifying, and, of course, more slabs to finish the platform. However, I realize I've built it slightly wrong. Probably I didn't finish a side correctly, so I look around, and then I decide I'm going to go ahead and use the dirt saplings to grow mostly wood for turning right into slabs. I like square bases as much as possible, because reasons. I've honestly never figured out why I prefer square bases, maybe I just like symmetry. But either way, wood's quickly gone, and then I get back to whacking with the crook, which I should have done first, but for some reason I got backwards, probably thinking about how I needed to fix my base. Pick up another petrified acorn, and then get a 3rd dirt acorn drying. I go back to looking for the petrified sapling, realize I need 8 of the things around a dirt sapling, so I'm going to need more drying racks. However, first I go to make a crushing tub, because that will come in handy later. I get that made, need more slabs for that, of course more planks too, and bam, 1 crushing tub. That can go over here. I of course look at the next steps from there, now that I know that. And a gravel sapling requires gravel acorns around a petrified sapling. So now we've got some sequential stuff that's going to take even longer. Oops. So now's the time to start getting more drying racks. But I finished the platform to at least line it up and make it rectangular, although it's not square yet. We'll get back to that later. I build out to start squaring it up, which is why you'll see me dashing back to the center sometimes, making sure I count correctly. Specifically right here, although I can't figure out how to get onto that block for just a moment. And I count again, and finish making it the outline. Go ahead and chop down those blocks for the moment. Collect the acorn and remove that too, because I'm going to move the drying racks to another location once I have plenty of space. And I decide to make more dirt, because I can actually plant even more trees. And once again, don't get close enough to the edge to actually save that slab. However, this time, I do it relatively well. And over here, well, I didn't save that one either. I was doing it right, but it went the other way. Now I've got 5 saplings down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And while those start to grow, I whack the crafting table and move it elsewhere. Specifically into a corner, so that it's not getting tangled up in the trees and I can't get to it. Of course, I make more slabs to finish the platform, although I start with an outline. And of course, because I'm pushing shift to get close to the edge, it puts out the sparkles, which will make the trees grow a little bit faster. Now I've done that, finish this corner out. One corner of the square fixed. Come on down here. This one's the long edge, so I don't actually have to go all that far out. Go over to the other side, do this outline. There's that, and then I'm going to run out of slabs, so I decided to just put more of the planks into slabs and do my corner building method as before. Though because this particular set is a different shape, it ends up with a different result. You'll end up with a narrower space, which I decided to fill in right away, because why not? Turn the last of that into planks. However, I haven't turned all of it into slabs yet. And then I do the shift dance, which I'm actually doing to 3 trees at the same time right now. 1, 2, and 3 are all fully grown, though as before I deleted some leaves. And I'm being careful not to fall in the void, because there are now gaps in my platform, which is why you see me occasionally looking at the ground. I go around, grab that stuff, then keep right on whacking. I'm trying to clear this tree before my crook goes dead, but it just went dead, so I take out a couple of the blocks. Actually, my crook went dead right there. I thought it had gone dead, so I went ahead and fixed that up. Once that's done, go back to whacking, finish getting rid of the leaves around this particular tree, and then take it out. 1 tree gone. Back to whacking, more leaves, more dirt, acorns, not resin, that's the logs. More dirt acorns, dirt saplings, the whole 9 yards. Again, another satisfying sound in 2 times regular speed. For some reason, I start whacking the other tree, which I didn't necessarily want to do at the time. However, I do get back on track yet again, and actually remember to take out the leaves on the top. Second tree gone. Whoosh. On to number 3, which I hope finishes before I run out of durability. However, bang. Back over. Fix it with 1 stick, but that's enough to finish this tree. Of course, that tree is now chopped down. And then I decide I want to go ahead and line up my trees. So I'm going to take out that dirt and promptly lose it because I'm a ding-dong. Take out that one. Lose that too. I have no luck. However, I did keep that one, which because I want 3 of them, we'll go back in that row. And that'll probably be moved in the next video because I've decided how I want to do that. It's going to be a little bit different. That'll be the project for episode 2, however. Of course, whack out this tree. And bang, crook's broken again. Turn some more planks into sticks. Very quickly fix the crook. Back to whacking. Another tree gone. There we go. Logs, short work of those. And on to the last tree, although first I decide to get rid of that dirt and complete my series of slabs, so that way I'm not falling or dropping stuff into the void. Well, I'm looking around with the dirt. Had to count it out, got it in place correctly though, and filled in some of the back holes. More slabs, filled that in, finish that up. I'm going to be just short over here, but I'm going to have a use for the slabs later, namely in making more drying racks. So I just turn it all into slabs and then finish taking care of this. I think on this run, I decided to use the rest of it for building the base while I had 3 more saplings grow, because I moved into 3. And that does turn out to be what I end up doing, because having more space is always better. It means I can plant more trees, it means I can put more drying racks out, and still have space to maneuver, craft everything, and so on and so on and so forth. For most of the first lap around, I do pretty well. I actually check where everything is behind me, and move slowly along the edge, putting down slab after slab to grow my square. However, as I'm getting close to getting all the way around, I start getting cocky, going faster and faster and faster, until, at the end of this row, I decide, yay, I'm gonna fall. Quick typing spares me from a quick death, because I don't want you guys to have to stare at that, even though I've got keep inventory on. I come back, put myself back in survival, don't want to cheat, other than flying, because I don't like falling. And of course get back to another round, checking behind me. But even though I'm checking behind me, I stop checking behind me again, and promptly do it again. Oops. Another quick flash of typing at the keyboard gets me back into creative. I fly back up, go back into survival, and finish out building the row. In fact, the whole ring, and then a little bit further. From here on in, though, the goal becomes getting to a petrified sapling, which is going to become the next big project, and I need more wood for that. So I go out, the last row, a little bit done, 3 more dirt saplings. I decide to move these back because I have all this new space. And I can actually do the shift dance to these 3 trees as well, which speaks volumes to just how well the shift dance can actually help me out. First 2, relatively quick. Third one, a little bit more convincing, but it actually comes out taller, so I get more stuff out of it. And back to crook whacking. The beautiful crunch of leaves is even better at 2 times regular speed. And this tree, I make short work of. Although I do run out of durability for my crook, I go back over and forget I actually had a stick on hand, but now I have 2. Decide to finish all the whacking first, rather than continuing to chop down the trees. Goes pretty well for the second tree. Collect the stuff, then get on to the third. Get most of the way through, and then bang. Drops out. I have 2 sticks left, quickly get those in, finish the tree, and now I start chopping down. Even more surprising to me, though, is that the axe stays in my inventory, too. I wondered if sticks might fix it, but they don't. It takes planks to fix axes, which makes sense because the head is made of planks, unlike the crook, which is entirely made of sticks. However, it's still a savings to be able to repair the tools, so I make full use of that, restore my axe to decent durability, and then I craft more slabs because I need more drying racks. Specifically, I make 11 of them because that seemed like a good number to make. I was originally going to make 9, but then I gathered up the stuff and decided to make 2 more, which gives me 11. And I like symmetrical things, again, so I decide to put the drying racks directly across from the trees, accidentally muff the block right there, check my count, and then put down 11 drying racks in quick succession, getting unused to the auto hop again, which I might disable, and get all of those drying. 3 more dirt saplings before going back to adding on. More dirt comes out. More dirt is always useful, because that will be where another tree goes, at least in this part of the episode, though I'm going to move that, I've decided, because I do want a little bit of space to walk between rows of trees. And with the approach of petrified saplings, it'll allow me to group my trees better than I currently do, because right now I just have a row of 3. All my acorns are done. Quickly get those gathered up and make my first petrified sapling. Break the dirt one, put in the petrified one. Come on over, do the shift dance. Spam shift, spam shift. The petrified tree comes up first, which is interesting. The 2 dirt ones take a little more convincing, the one on the right, then the one on the left. And that's where we're going to leave it for this episode. We've got the petrified tree, which, depending on what it contains, is going to open up a whole new world of possibilities. We're, of course, going to keep growing dirt trees, but the quest is going to be for gravel in episode 2, and depending on how much time that takes, we may see some other stuff as well. In the meantime, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Join us on the Discord and Facebook pages, link in the description. And if you really want to support the channel, feel free to use the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description to buy me a coffee and support the creative journey. For now, though, this is Arenia, signing off.